Let's take a look at some algebraic simplifying, and we're going to do simplifying where multiplication is in order. So these ones are nice and simple. I've got x times x times x. I've got the base as x, and I've got 1, 2, 3 of them. I've got y, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, all multiply together, y to the 5. I've got a 2 as my coefficient, I write 2 out the front. And I've got how many x's? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's x to the power of 4. Now I've got 2 x's and 4 y's, so it's going to be x squared y to the 4. Next I've got E, F, and G. Well, again, do them in alphabetical order. So I've got 3e, so it's going to be e to the power of 3. E times e times e. And f squared, and there's a g on the end. There it is. Now, these are multiplied together, and they already have indices other than 1. They've got indices of 2 now, because technically this is e to the power of 1, e to the power of 1, e to the 1, f to the 1, f to the 1, g to the 1. And I can just add those powers. Well, if they're multiplied and the bases are the same, I can add the powers. So I've got x as my base. They've both got an x as a base. Now, there was the base is this thing here, the base is this thing here. And I got a 2 and a 3. Well, if the bases are the same and they're multiplied, I add the powers. So I'm just going to add those powers. 2 plus 3 is 5. And there is my answer. All right, what else we got here? Oh, here we go. We've got a y times y squared. Well, really, this is a y to the power of 1. And I've got a y is my base. There it is. And I've got a 1 and a 2. Well, 1 plus 2 is 3. I add the powers if the bases are the same and they are multiplied. All right, let's see what else we've got over here. Over here we've got, it's got some examples. I like those examples. Right, okay. Okay, now simplify your answer writing as an exponent. Okay, so I've got a 3. So the first thing I'm going to do is multiply the coefficients. I've got a 3 times a 5. Because really this means 3 times x times 5 times x times x, because it's x squared. So I'm going to go 3 times 5 is 15. The bases are all x. This is technically an x to the power of 1. And I got a 2 as well. And of course, adding the bases are the same. We can add the powers if they're multiplied. So it's x to the 1 times x to the 2 is x to the 3. There's my answer. Oh, and it gave me some room to write it in there. So you could actually just write it out, and you can see what these folks have done here. They've just gone x times x times x, x times x. And so you can do that too. You can say, okay, we've got 8y squared. That's 8y times 5 y. And we can just simply add all those together. We're going to go, well, 8 5s are 40. So I've got 40. I'm encroaching on the one beneath. And the bases are all y, so I go y, and they're all multiplied. Everything's multiplied here. I've got 8 times y times y times 5 times y times y times y. I can simply just add all of these together. I got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can see they're all powers of 1. So this is y to the power of 1, y to the power of 1, y to the power of 1. And 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, or however many there are. 4 and 2 is 6. And the answer is going to be a 6. Hopefully that makes sense.